Hope the screen is visible to all. Okay.
Yes.
So in the previous class, we had a discussion about how to work with the long sequence data. Okay. So here there are two methods: overlap save and overlap add method. So in the previous class, we discussed about overlap save method, where the given long length sequence, okay, the x of n, it is split into number of blocks, and each block has size L plus M minus 1, and it is each block is convolved with the h of n, that is impulse response of the system. And method is so the there it is going to use each block how to frame a segment of x of n. So here each segment is having m minus 1 previous block data. Okay, the initial block of present block is having m minus 1 previous block value. Okay, for initial step, here the method is going to use the m minus 1 zeros at initial, or you may say the first block. So the second block is going to use the initial m minus 1 bits from previous block. Okay, so it goes on calculating the convolution concept for each block multiplied with convolved with the h of n. Okay, so the result of the convolution is different outputs. So it is y1, y2, and y3. So at the end, we are going to merge all y blocks, okay, by discarding m minus 1 initial bits. Okay, the first m minus 1 from each y we are going to discard. So the merging of all bits is nothing but the final answer. Okay, and we have solved a problem on this one. Okay, so what is there in 1 second? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So actually my system is stuck. Only the screen is completely stuck. So I will come back after restarting the system. Okay, so you guys wait for 10 minutes. I will come back after restarting the system.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳ್ಳಾಗಡ್ಡಿ ತೊಗೊಂಬಂದ್ ಕೊಡ್ರೆ ನಾಷ್ಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾಷ್ಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಉಳ್ಳಾಗಡ್ಡಿ ತಂದ್ಕೊಡು. ಮುಕ್ಕೊಂಡಾಳ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುದು? ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ
Okay. So is it visible now? Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes,
so
sir.
ಸುಷ್ಮಾ ಬೇಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಂತ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ.
Yes, sir. You are audible. It is visible.
Okay, fine. ಸುಷ್ಮಾ ಬೇಂದ್ರೆ
ಎಷ್ಟು
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ.
ಕಾಸು
Okay, fine. So here it is overlap save method, and we solved a problem on that one. And let us move towards another concept, that is how to resolve a long sequence data, that is overlap add method. So what here the method is, once again each block, the long sequence is going to divide into number of blocks, and the size of each block is capital L plus M minus 1. So here it is going to ratio, each block is having the L values of x of n, L values of x of n, and remaining M minus 1 are zeros added at the end of the each block. Okay, so M minus 1 zeros are added at the end of each block. Okay, that is the thing. So you can observe here. So the given x of n is divided into x1 of n, having the first L values from x of n. Then here we have the M minus 1 zeros are added. Similarly, the second block of x of n, that is x2 of n, is having the next L elements from x of n, and the M minus 1 zeros will be added at the end of x2 of n. Similarly, x3 of n, and it goes on. Okay. Next, each block, as the method is, each block is performed convolution with h of n, the impulse response of the system. Then we are going to get, each calculation is going to give individual outputs. Those are y blocks. So y1 of n, y2 of n, and y3 of n. So what here it is, the last M minus 1 bits from each y are added together. Okay, the last M minus 1 bits from y1 are added with the first M minus 1 points of y2. Okay, the present M minus 1 first M minus 1 elements from the present block are added with previous M minus 1 points of previous block. Okay, that is the concept. So if you consider y2, if you are consider as a present, then here it is going to add the M minus 1 bits of previous block. Okay, that to last blocks. Similarly, y3 is going to add it with the first M minus 1 points are added with previous block, those also M minus 1 points from the last elements. Okay, so it goes on calculating. Finally, we are going to merge all y blocks so that we can get the final answer, the convolution of x of n into h of n. So we have solved this problem for the given sequence. Find the output y of n of a filter whose impulse response is 3 to 1, and the x of n is having a long sequence like this. Okay, 2, 1, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 5, 6, minus 1, 2, 0, 2, 1. Okay, by using overlap and save method. For each block they are going to mention. So what is the size of each block is 8 points, that is n value. So n is equal to L plus M minus 1. So M is nothing but the h of n length. M is h of n length. So we need to calculate L so that we can create each block of x of n. Okay. So we have solved this one by using overlap and save method. Let us try same calculation for overlap and add method. Let us go for that concept. So here we have, I am using Excel sheet for calculation purpose. Okay, we are going to use a linear calculation transformation for convolution of x of n and h of n, that is matrix method. Okay, so here the given problem statement is this one. Then here I have x of n and h of n. So as we know, m is length of h of n, that is 3, and they told overlap and save method use 8-point circular convolution. So n is, they have given 8. So we need to calculate what is the, how many elements I need to take from original x of n to create x1, x2, x3 and x4. That is L plus m minus 1. So here I have L is equals to n minus m plus 1. So that results 6. So here I need to take 6 elements from original x of n and the m minus 1, that is 3 minus 1, that is 2 elements from previous block. Okay, so that is the calculation, that is the segmentation of how we are going to perform. So x1 is created for initial step. For first block, the m minus 1, that is 2 zeros are added. Okay, similarly we go for x2, it is the previous 2 elements, those are from last blocks. Okay, these are nothing but it is 3 minus 3 comma 5. Okay, then we have remaining L elements from original sequence, and we have done circular convolution by using matrix method to create y1, that is y1 of n is x1 of n into h of n, circular convolution. Y2 is circularly convolved with x2 and h. So finally we got the circular convolution of the y of n. It is 6, 7, 1 minus 7 minus 14, 7, 25, 14, 10, 3, 8. So this is our answer. Let us go for the same problem. How if we perform with overlap and add method. Let me go for the problem statement. I am just changing the method here. You can observe here the using overlap and add method. Okay, let us go for that one. So x of n is given data and h of n is also given. So they are talking about the length of each block. What x is we are going to create, it is of size 8. So 8 means I have n value, I have m value. I need to know how many elements I need to fetch from x of n, that is 6. That is n minus m plus 1. So let us go for x1 of n. So x1 of n, it is given by what? Here it is going to take according to the concept overlap add method. So how the method is, here we need to choose L elements from original sequence and the last m minus 1 bits are zeros. Okay, last m minus 1 bits are purely zeros. So let us go for that one. So here the values are going to be what? Say 6 L elements I need to fetch from original. So those are 2, comma, 1, comma, minus 1, comma, minus 2, comma, minus 3, okay, comma, and 5, comma. Okay, so how many elements are? 6 elements, L elements from original sequence, that is 6. And remaining 2, that is m minus 1. So m is 3, so m minus 1 is 0. So sorry, m minus 1 is 2, so I am adding extra 2 zeros to frame first block. Okay, similarly x2 of n, I need to create how it is first the remaining L elements. Okay, so those are after 5. So remaining L elements. So how many? 6 elements. So after 5 it is 6. 6 comma, -1, comma, 2, comma, 0, comma, 2, comma, 1. So I have the L elements from x of n. Then I need to add m minus 1 zeros at the end. So it is 2 zeros I have added. So if any further bits are available in x of n, we need to go on continuing the blocks until unless I need to end up with x of n all elements. So for here the given sequence for n is equal to 8, it has only 2 segments. Okay. Then I need to perform what? I need to calculate what is y1 of n. So y1 of n is nothing but what? X of n cannot. Similarly, it is y2 of n. Y2 of n is nothing but x2 of n circularly conveyed with h of n. Okay. Then let us begin with the concepts how to perform circular convolution. So what we are going to do, we are going to create the circular matrix for x1 of n, that is multiplied with the matrix of h of n. So how to get circular matrix of x1 of n. Circular matrix of x1 of n, how we need to get it is, how it will be done. It is, we are going to put all the given x1 of n in column first as a first column. So it is 2, 1, -1, then -2, then -3, then 5, then 0, then 0. Okay. So this is our first column. Then second column, how we need to begin with? We need to consider the last element, okay, as first element here. So I need to consider the last element as first element. So I have took this one as a first element for next column, and remaining bits, okay, are shifted accordingly from top to bottom. So here the remaining bits will be shifted accordingly from top to bottom. You can observe here 0 I have shifted, and remaining bits 2, -1, -1, -2, -3, 5 and 0, and it goes on continuous. Okay, so here it goes on continuous up to n cross n matrix. Okay, so it is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So this is the answer. So total 8 elements are there. So I have 8 cross 8 matrix. So let me change the colors for your reference. So these are the elements. Okay, so it goes on calculating like this. Okay, so let me make it as a matrix for our reference. So this is one matrix. Then I need to multiply this one, h of n matrix. So what is h of n? It is 3, 2, 1. So 3, 2, 1. Then remaining bits are zeros. Okay, so it is also 8 cross 1 matrix. So this one is what? It is h of n matrix. So what we need to perform? We need to perform the calculation of y1 of n. So how it is? It is purely the multiplication of matrix multiplication of x1 and h. So perform the matrix multiplication. How it will be done? So here the first element is this value multiplied with this value. Okay. Then addition, this value multiplied with this value. Then we need to go for only 3 calculations for h of n, because the remaining 5 elements are 0. Whatever you multiply, that will be 0. So I am going for only the only 3 values plus the last element, third element with third element. So answer is 6. Similarly, I need to go for the next calculation. It is 1 into 3, that is 3, 2 into 2, 4, okay, that is 7 plus 0. And I need to go for all 8 elements. Is it 8 element? Yeah. So overall 8 elements are over. So this is the y1 of n. Okay. So what we got, it is y1 of n. We got y1 of n. Similarly, how to calculate the matrix of x2 or y2? Let me change only this statement here. So x2 of n, it is given by 6 minus 1, 2, 0, 2, and 1. And remaining 2 bits are 0. So I have, as I am using matrix and I have written the formula, so it is already calculated its values. So it is created the circular matrix of x of n. Then it is each matrix multiplication is going to be carried out, and this one becomes now y2 of n. Okay, so y1 and y2 we got. Then what is final y of n? How it will be created? Y of n by using this method. Here the previous block m minus 1 points are added with present m minus 1 initial points. Previous last m minus 1 bits are added with present initial m minus 1 points. Okay, so we need to perform this calculation now. So here, what is the first element? Y of n, it is, so the L elements remains as it is for first step. So y1 L elements, that is, these elements will be as it is. These elements are as it is 6, 7, 1, minus 7, minus 14, and 7. Then what is going to happen with here? The y1 of n, the last m minus 1 bits are added with the first m minus 1 bits of y2 of n. So here I have this one is equals to this value plus this value. That is 25. Similarly, the next one, it is 14. And what is the remaining thing? The remaining values will be as it is. So remaining element L elements will be as it is. So we can get the all values. This is the answer. And as we are having the circular convolution, so it has the what is the size? The maximum size of the x or h. It remains same. So x of n is having 12 elements. So we are going to neglect the last 2 elements. We are going to neglect last 2 elements. The answer what we have. It is 6, 7, 1, minus 7, minus 14, 7, 25, 14, 10, 3, 8, 7. Let me check whether it is same or not. You can check here. So by using save method and by using add method. Both are same or different. So this is the way how we are going to calculate the convolution of the long sequence data. Okay, by using overlap, save and overlap, add method. Okay. If you want another, let's discuss another example. So here a long sequence x of n is filtered with a filter with impulse response h of n to produce output y of n. Okay, if x of n is this value and h of n is 1, 2, only 2 elements are there for h of n. So compute y of n using overlap and add method. Okay, so let us go for both the methods. So use only 5-point circular convolution in your approach. So here they have initially given each size of each block is 5 now. Okay, the size of each block is 5. N they have given. So let me go for that. So let me copy this one first. Then I put it here. So method. Let me go for here only. Okay. Here this one, and I am removing this previous. Oh. Okay, so what is the x of n they have given? Let me once again rewrite those values. It is 1, 4, 3, 0, 7, 4, -7, -7, 3, 4, 3. Then what is h of n they have provided? 1, 2. 1, 2. So the size of m they have given, that is 2. And what is this n size they are asking? So use only 5-point circular convolution. So the n value must be 5. Then what will be the result of L? It is n minus m plus 1. That is 4 elements. So while creating each segment, you need to consider only 4 elements from original x of n. Okay, and m minus 1 bits are zeros or elements. So as we are talking about save method, so here it is going to use m minus 1 previous values. For first block, here it is going to create what? So x of n is given by m minus 1 zeros, that is 1 0, comma, then here I need to consider the 4 elements from original sequence, that is first 4, 1, 4, 3, 0. So this ends a 5-point x1 of n. Similarly, x2 of n we need to create. How it will be done? So x2 of n, it is created with the help of what? So x2 of n, it is done with m minus 1 previous last bits. So what is the previous last bit of x1 of n? That is m minus 1 bits, that is only 1, that is 0. Okay, 0, comma, then the remaining L elements from x of n. So we end up with 0. We need to go for remaining elements 7, 4, -7, -7. So what are those? These are the L elements from original sequence and 1 element from previous last block. So is there any elements are left? Yes, in the given sequence still elements are there. So it is going to create another block, that is x3 of n, which is equals to the previous m minus 1 last elements. from the previous, that is -7, comma, then we need to go for remaining elements, that is -7, comma, 3, comma, 4, comma, 3. So this ends the creation of the segmentation of given x of n by using overlap save method. So we have the formula. What is each block calculation? It is y1 x1 into h, y2 x2 into h, and y3. We have y3 is x3 of n into h of n. So we have 3 segments. So now perform the matrix multiplication by creating circular x1 of n. So how to create circular x of n? So given sequence will be as it is 0, 1 as the first column. Given x1 of n is considered as first column 0, 1, 4, 3, 0. Okay. So we are not considering these elements. It is 0. Okay. Then what we need to do with this one is the last element, and remaining bits will be as it is. This one will be this element. Okay. So same, it is calculated for 5 cross 5 matrix 3, 4, 5. Okay. Neglect all these values. So this is the calculation what we have done. So created the matrix for 5 cross 5 for x1 of n. Then we have what is h1 h of n. So h of n is given 1 and 2. So remaining bits will be zeros to create 5 element h of n. So we need to perform the calculation. What is this? So it is multiplied. So perform the matrix multiplication. The first element is multiplied with the first element of h of n. So this one is equals to this one multiplied with this one plus the next element multiplied with the next element. So we need to have only 2 calculations. No need of performing all remaining 3 zero multiplications. So here is the answer. So only 5 calculations. So the calculation of y1, it is, let me remove all these things. Okay, previous data. So it is y1 of n. y1 of n, it is 0, 1, 6, 11, and 6. So let me save it as it is. It is y1 of n. So what we got? It is y1 of n. Next, we go for y2 of n. So how to calculate y2 of n? It is x2 of n. So keep x2 of n as a column. So it is 0, then 7, then 4, then -7, then -7. So I have created the matrix of x2 of n, x2 of n. This is the 5 cross 5 matrix. Similarly, the matrix of h of n, and we need to perform the calculation for y2 of n. the y2 of n, it is minus 14, 7, 18, 1, minus 21. Okay, then let me save it as y2 of n. So y2 of n I have got. Then similarly, go for y3 of n. So y3 of n is the circular matrix of x3 of n. Let me create that one, minus 7, 3, 4, 3. Okay, so this x. So y3 of n calculation. We have minus 1, minus 21, minus 11, 10, and 11. Let me create this one as x3 of n, y3 of oh, I have all y calculations. Next, what I need to do, according to overlap and fill method, I need to discard the first m-1 bits of y, each y. So that is one element I need to discard from each y, only first. So I need to discard this one, then I need to discard this one, and okay, wait. I need to discard this one. I need to discard this one, and I need to discard this one. So overall answer is what? According to this step, by discarding, we need to consider only the L elements, okay, from each y. So the L elements are this one. So finally, the y of n is this one. Then the L elements from y2 and L elements from y3. So this is y of n. So y of n is 1, 6, 11, 6, 7, 18, 1, minus 21, then minus 21, minus 11, 10, and 11. This is the calculations what we have done with the overlap and say method. Okay, this will be asked for sometimes 10 to 12 marks. So it has the matrix calculation. So it will be more marks. It may be for 12 marks. Okay, it depends on the question per format. Next, if we go for the add method, calculate that one. Okay. I think I have not changed here. Let me change this one as save method. Okay. So if I go for add method, same concept. So here once again, a long sequence x of n, it is given, and h of n is having two values, 1, 2, and the length. They are asking about 5-point circular convolution. So go for n is equal to 5 and m is 2, and the total length of L is 4. So x1 I have created. How? I need to create x1 by using overlap add method. So overlap add method is going to use the L elements from original sequence as first element, and m minus 1 zeros will be added at the end of each X block. So add m minus 1 zeros. So let me keep this one. How I need to create here? The first 4 elements are from original X of n. So 1, 4, 3, 0, and at the end I need to add one extra 0. So I have added. Similarly, how to create X2? The remaining L elements from X of n, that is 7, 4, minus 7, minus 7, and the last element is m minus 1 zeros. So m minus 1 zeros I have added. How to create X3? Once again, I need to go for the remaining L elements, that is minus 7, 3, 4, 3, and I need to add extra 1 0 at the end. So then I need to perform the each circular convolution for of each segment with h of n. So y1 is x1 into h, y2 is x2 into h, y3 is x3 into h. So how to perform the circular convolution? The same concept we need to adopt. Once again, it is the circular matrix of x1. So how to create circular matrix of x1? Yes, we have the given elements. Given elements are first column we need to consider. Okay. So I have already got the answer 14300, and I have created the circular matrix by considering the last element of the previous column as first element of present column, and remaining bits from the last column are considered as the first and the present column considered as shifted accordingly from top to bottom. Okay, and we have kept h of n, that is 1, 2, as a 5 element matrix, that is 1, 2, 0, 0. Then perform the calculation of each y, that is matrix multiplication. Y1 of n, it is multiplied with x1 matrix and h matrix. So answer what we are going to get is 1, 6, 11, 6, 0. So let me keep these values here, that is y1. Okay. Then, so y1 we got. Y1 we got. Similarly, y2. How to get y2? It is creation of circular matrix x2. So how to create it is 7, 4, minus 7, minus 7, and 0. So last element is always 0. So perform the matrix multiplication x2 matrix with h matrix. So answer is 7, 18, 1, 21, and minus 14. Okay. So this is the answer. Then similarly, we have to calculate y3. It is creation of circular matrix of x3 multiplied with h matrix. So how to create x3? It is minus 7, 3, 4, 3, and 0. So the calculation is minus 7, minus 11, 10, 11, and 6. Okay. So I got the values. Then how to merge the things? We need to add. How to merge? So we need to add the previous last elements. The last element, m minus 1 elements of previous y are added with the initial m minus 1 points of present y. Okay. So this calculation we need to perform the merging task. So that will be done. So y1, the first 4 elements as it is. Okay, first 4 elements as it is. Then what we need to perform? We need to perform the addition of the last element with the first element of white. Okay, we got some, and remaining bits will be as it is. Then here the last element once again it is added with the y3. It is first element with the last element of y2. So the last element of y2 is added with y2 last element plus y3 first element. Then we have remaining bits as it is. Okay, so you can neglect the last m-1 point because it is circular convolution. Though size of the y, it must be matching with size of the x of n. So this is the answer what we got. 1, 6, 11, 6, 7, 18, 1, minus 21, minus 21, minus 11, 10 and 11. Okay. So this is the comparison. So you can use any method, but answer remains same. So calculation must be perfect. So hardly it takes 20 to 25 minutes for your matrix calculation, addition and multiplication and considering the elements, how to consider the elements. Okay. So this one is the today's session, and in the next class we deal with what the calculation. If I need to make it speed. So if I want to perform speed calculation for any long sequence, so how to perform? That is need for efficient computation of discrete Fourier transform. So here we are going to talk about fast Fourier transform. So here we have the calculation steps. If I go for direct computation, so these many calculations I need to do. So how many calculations I have? Okay. If I go for fast Fourier transform, here I need to perform the minimum calculations what it is required. Okay. So in the next class we deal with how to perform the speed calculation, that is fast Fourier transform. Okay. So we'll meet in the next class. So this video I have recorded, that will be available in the YouTube link for your further practice and clarification. You just go through that video. Okay. Thank you.